Good morning, South Jersey, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. December 11th. We have about
Christmas is here.
Christmas is right
Christmas
around
is
the
right
corner.
here, man.
And in the studio with me today, my good buddy, former Eagles linebacker, Brad Quast. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning. How are you? You're a little under the weather today.
What is it with me this year, man? It's the third time I've been sick.
I don't know.
Billy, you're getting older. You need to take care of yourself.
I've got a 6-year-old at home.
More fluids.
That's an
more
excuse.
fluids. That's
And also
half the world has a 6-year-old at home.
more. I know. Not me.
I said half.
Not me.
I said half the world.
Yeah. But no, I think you need more fluids and more sleep.
More fluids, all right.
Yeah.
More fluids and more sleep. I don't get sleep. I'm working 7 days a week. And, being around a lot of the kids, too. Now I'm teaching at college and high school.
See, that's the real reason.
Yeah,
It's not
that's the
that
real
working
reason.
7. A lot of people work 7 days, Brad. Let's be realistic.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay. Billy, the real reason why Billy's getting sick is because he's around a bunch of other sick people. And then he doesn't take anybody even sick.
It's demoralizing. I'm like, I can't believe I'm sick again. This is ridiculous.
Billy, you gotta take care of
You gotta-
yourself. Like Brad said, you gotta drink the fluids, take the
Go
vitamin
get plenty of
C.
sleep. Go
No,
to bed early tonight.
Well,
and you'll
I
be
was
set.
in bed at 5 o'clock last night.
Okay.
I'm going to do that again. We might, you might be filling in for the show.
Might be filling in. Might be the
You
show.
might be just
What do you think?
tomorrow.
I take over.
Yeah.
Get my shot.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach. Take my shot. Give me my shot.
So, Q, man, big show lined up today. It's Army Navy weekend.
Oh.
And, Q, you play college football. You play for Iowa. You know what a big rivalry is all about.
I really think the Army-Navy game is special, and it's probably one of the best ones out there. The cadets, because think about it, these young athletes could be serving in
What do you mean
harm's
could be? They all get commissioned when they graduate.
4 years in harm's way after they graduate. It's unlike any other game, and it's funny. Just last night, actually, I was up at Rutgers Army Wrestling.
Right.
A good friend of mine, Mikey Van Brill, and saw him play. And all the cadets come out in their uniforms,
Right.
and it's a special time, and it's a neat. I was fortunate enough. I've been to about four of those games.
Oh, I've
yeah.
been to about, I want to say about 30 Army Navy games. So my brother-in-law graduated Army from the class of 71. My nephew graduated class of 2000. But you know what? We've talked to several former players that played in this game, and we got a great guest today. We're going to be talking with Mike Heron,
Okay.
who went to Absegami High School. Mike Heron is the story, and we've had him on. Josh knows we've had him on before. We've had him on at live remotes, but it's such a great inspirational story to hear Mike Heron. He was on the Ocean City Beach Patrol. He was a smaller player at Absegami, great player.
Yeah.
Was looked at by Princeton. Was looked at by Army actually, but he wanted to play for Navy because his brother was there. And they told him he was too small, too slow, can't do it. See you next. Don't bother wasting. Go out for the 150.
The Rudy.
Yeah,
Rudy.
right.
The Rudy.
He's
the Rudy.
He is the Rudy of Annapolis's Rudy.
Okay. Nice.
And we'll talk to him.
Looking forward to that one. That'll be a
Also,
good conversation.
a couple of years, 2 years ago, I had an opportunity to interview General Pete Dawkins, who won the 1958 Heisman Trophy for Army. And we'll play that interview. Just the camaraderie, the brotherhood that comes out of this, the pageantry involved, Brad. Planes flying, jets flying this way, helicopters flying this way. You got the Army Black Knights, the parachute team jumping in.
What I marvel at these athletes is because the schedule and the rigors they have to go to be in one of the academies in terms of academic pressure and just the pressure of going to school and then playing big time sports. It's
Right.
it's amazing.
And you went to Iowa.
My hat goes out to them. It's unbelievable.
So, Brad, listen, you went to Iowa. I'm sure there were some days where you were banged up and feeling that you didn't have to go to class. Right? I mean,
yeah, well, I had to go. Yeah, there was more days than not that
Right.
that I kind of took the pass and kind of stayed home. And,
Right.
Yeah.
or I know. Look, I played junior college football. I played quarterback at Lees McRae Junior College in North Carolina. We had to get up and we had to be in the weight room at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, they do work.
They do that. You know why they do that?
To class
You know why
sometimes,
you work out that early? So you don't go out the night before.
Exactly.
That's why they keep you out of the bars. So
And
that's
It's
why
a wonderful deterrent.
it's a deterrent. So you can't go out all night if you got to be in the weight room and run 3 miles at
Right.
5:30 in the morning.
Plus that night, if you have something planned, you're probably going to fall asleep. You're not making it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason they do it.
So you might miss it. But Army, Notre Dame, Navy, what's maybe
Stanford.
Some of these better schools, Duke maybe.
Well, think of this.
They have to go to class, those guys.
Exactly, and you have to go to class in 95%. You got to go to class these days.
Right.
It's not like the old days,
Right.
70s, 80s,
Right.
and so on and so forth. But not only that, but think about these student athletes that are competing with, that go to these top institutions, compete with the best intelligence, students in the world.
Right.
I mean, and then also play sports. It's in a full-time job. It really is a full-time job, and it takes a special person to do both.
And then, of course, we got the Sportsbook Consigliere Dave Sharapan. He's going to call in today because he's coaching, Brad. He's not going to be he's a coach.
Do you think he's got money on the game? Does he have money on the game?
He's going to be like Pete Rose.
Yeah, no, he's coaching his daughter's basketball team.
Yeah.
He's laying the points for his daughter's basketball
Hey,
game.
man, Pete Rose, people forget. Yeah, did he bet on baseball? Yes. But he always bet that his team was going to win.
That's right.
Do you believe that? Do you think, Josh, you believe that he
sure.
said that?
Because he's hyper competitive.
Yeah, but just because he said it, I don't believe it.
I feel like people like that, you're so hyper competitive that you're a little psychotic. You know, like Michael Jordan, he would go out, play golf, bet on himself, and then go and play an NBA game that night and have the same competitive edge on the course.
Casino, play cards, and he made it losing.
Drop $500,000 and then go up and put 50 points on the Knicks.
If you haven't read it, the book by Jack McCallum, Dream Team, tells the story of the 92 Dream Team. And one of the things Jordan was doing was he wouldn't leave the poker table until he won.
Yeah.
To the point where one time he didn't leave till after 4 a.m. And the PR guy's like, dude, you got to get up the next morning and do this PR thing for us. He's like, look, give me a little time to sleep.
And I'll be there.
He gets basically like an hour and a half of sleep. He wakes up, does this whole thing for Team USA PR. Then he goes, plays 18 holes of golf, takes a nap before the game, and drops 20 that night in the Olympics.
So, but you know what, Brad? Listen, all athletes, guys at your level, guys that played at your level, and you're like it. You don't sleep, right? Your mind's always racing.
There's other conditions.
But yeah, I don't know.
There's other.
No, Brad, I know a lot of players, but guys at your level. I don't care what sport they're playing. They're like hyper like you.
Yes.
Your mind. Look, just from the last few months that we've been hanging out together, your mind's always thinking. You're always thinking about it.
I'll tell you a quick story. What a guy says, and unfortunately, I've met some super athletes, in different fields and stuff. But what makes you great to be an athlete, not all necessarily makes you great for society and other things.
Right, exactly.
So, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
They have flaws.
It's what needs you to be and compete at a certain level.
Right,
isn't conducive for other things.
Right,
so.
Well, look, talk about competing. The Flyers losers of 10 straight get off the schneid last night. Of course, I was in bed by 5 o'clock. Josh obviously had the ability to stay up and watch it because he didn't get home from work until late. But Brad, you played at a high level. When you get into a losing streak, it's almost the equivalent of a winning streak. You just find ways to win or you find ways to lose.
It's contagious.
It's contagious.
It's contagious. You walk in and you don't want to be in the locker room. You don't want to go put your skates on. You don't want to.
If they get this first goal scored against them, it's like, oh, here we go
again. And it's crazy. And that's why I think even with college coaching and pros, that's why it's so important to have that leadership. The leadership you need in all sports to overcome things like that.
Of course, the Flyers fired Elaine Vigneault during the week, and I've had an opportunity to talk to my good friend Craig Berube because Chief replaced Yao out in St. Louis. He had a losing streak going. He was in last place, and then Chief gets to St. Louis, turns around, they win the Stanley Cup.
So that just shows you it's locker room, it's leadership, and yeah. So how go figure, right?
I mean, it doesn't like the cycle of coaching. That now Yao's the head coach of the Flyers. They should just stay with Chief all those years ago.
Well, that's a little ridiculous.
Well, I know it's ridiculous, but I'm just saying if you look
because
on the surface, why not?
Well, because on the surface, when you let go of someone, sometimes the voice gets stale. And Brad, you know how this works.
That's exactly right. I mean, they just don't listen anymore.
At some point, like,
this wasn't Elaine.
I think Berube was the right man
at the right
for
time.
the Blues at
the
that
right
time.
Timing
And
is
I
everything.
think we're seeing now in 2021, all the years after Berube is let go in Philadelphia, that the problem in Philadelphia was beyond Craig Berube. The problem in Philadelphia is the
Exactly,
fact
but
that
he was the fall guy.
he was a fall, but
Just
there's
like-
no,
So there's got to be
Well,
someone
no,
to fall guy.
just
someone's
like
got to be the fall guy.
Because Dave Vigneault, it wasn't his fault that this team stinks.
No,
Well,
no.
that's debatable though, because
No.
are we sure that Vigneault is the right guy for the job in the first place?
Well, it's just personnel. You
Right.
got to have the right players.
Well, we're going to break it down on the other side. When we get back, I want to continue our little Flyers talk. And then at the bottom of the hour, we'll have the Sportsbook Consigliere. We'll switch over to football, talk a little Eagles. Eagles have a bye this week. They need to get healthy, Brad.
Yes, they do. They need to get
they
healthy.
need – this is actually – if I was picking, I'd rather have my bye later on in the season than earlier in the season.
This is a really tough time because two things. You have the holidays coming in, and then all your younger players, they're worn out. They're used to
Like
playing college
Devontae
football.
Smith. I mean, this is like
Right, in college you play 3 or 4 less games.
Yeah, and so they're already done. Mindset, they're done. They're already, geez, I should be home at Thanksgiving or Christmas break,
right.
And so those young, the first two players, rookies and first year players, their body's not ready for this. So it's a hard adjustment.
So we got a lot going on today. We have Mike Heron at 11 o'clock. We'll play the Pete Dawkins interview. We got Brad Quast in the studio. The intern Jake's here. Josh Henning pushing the buttons. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. My Winter Watchdog. Have you heard about New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on the house, hours of time on the road. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869. Or send Debbie an email, debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. When we return, we'll continue with some Flyers talk. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, 97.3 ESPN.
Today, it's one of college football's greatest traditions when Army meets Navy. Hey, folks, this is Jason Horowitz of Westwood One Sports. Join John Sadak, Ross Tucker, and Tina Cervasio from MetLife Stadium for all the pageantry and the action. Can the Black Knights win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy again, or will the midshipmen have the upset and their biggest win of the year? If it's the Army-Navy game, it's right here.
On 97.3 ESPN, coverage begins at 2 p.m.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com. Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Now, you don't get to play as much as the offense and defense, but it must be cool to be called special teams. It just sounds good. What team are you on? The special team. That's tight, right? Oh, if you're a fan of special teams, you can just bet on those. My Sportsbook app has prop bets so have at it, people. It's a special app, people.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? New Jersey and Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Here in the locker room, Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, 97.3 ESPN. I want to apologize for being a little under the weather. Cough, sneezing, the whole 9 yards, Brad, man.
Fluids, and plenty of sleep.
So I didn't get a chance to watch the Flyers game last night. It was kind of, the reason why they won is because Josh jinxed them. He took the Black Knights.
Well, I mean, first of all, the Golden Knights. The Black Knights are Army.
Yeah,
Golden Knights are Vegas.
Right.
Second of all, listen, when you lose 10 straight games, you're getting annihilated in every game. My assumption was the better team was going to win, and the Flyers came out and looked like the better team for some reason.
Think of what you just said. Vegas. Football team in Vegas
right?
and a hockey team in Vegas.
How far have we come?
Oh,
it's a beautiful thing.
Way. Yeah, it is a beautiful thing.
Claude Giroux became the Flyers' all-time leader in points on the power play with his assist on Sean Couturier's power play goal last night, surpassing Bobby Clark.
Unimpressed.
Yeah, here's the thing. And somebody tweeted out.
It's a different game now.
Yeah.
It's a totally different game.
It's a totally different game. You measure an athlete by the number of championships he wins, not his statistical output.
Well, it's
right?
a little of both. I mean, are you going to say that Dan Marino was a bum because he never won a championship?
No, I'm not. See, I would never use that vernacular, bum.
Well, I mean,
I think the reason we're going to statistics route is because that's how it's based. Your pay is based now.
Right.
So
That's how your pay is based.
So
right.
when you're negotiating your contract, I'm in this tier of goal scoring and assists. So that's why we're so focused on it now. And to your point, I don't think it's right. I think it should be judged by championship.
Right. It should be. I mean, or at least, he passes Bobby Clark and he's passed Brian Propp on some things. But look at the resume of those guys. I mean, Bobby Clark won 2 Stanley Cups. Brian Propp appeared in 5 Stanley Cup finals with 3 different teams. And Bill Barber, 2 Stanley Cup rings. To me, that weighs a lot more than what Giroux has been under a lot of fire. I know Craig Berube's not too fond of Claude Giroux.
Why is that?
I guess he just doesn't. I don't know.
I'm not either, so that's fine.
That's it. Right.
Why? I don't want to. I really don't want to get into it.
Okay.
I don't think it's.
But here's the thing. I can speak for myself. You guys tell me what you think. I don't hate Claude Giroux. He seems like a nice guy as much, but the problem is that I feel like he's a stat compiler. He's a guy who hung around so long. When you hang around so long and you're of a certain talent level, you can put up certain stats.
He's not a Philly guy. I don't think he's like that Philly guy.
No, he's not. He's French Canadian. He's got that
but he's
that
not
aloofness.
Exactly. So he's not that guy that's going to grind.
And I got to tell you, like Josh, right at the beginning of the season, I was singing his praises. He was starting to do the right things, and he made some. He can make some nifty plays. I mean, nifty
plays.
Right. There's some goals that he's scored this year that are like, right, Josh. I mean, it's like, wow, what a move.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, the team doesn't win.
But guess what? It's because he has talent. But
He's got talent.
But talent gets you to the big league. It doesn't keep you there. And the problem is, I think Giroux is good enough to be in the NHL, but he's not good enough to be the guy
to make people around him better.
Exactly.
And carry a team.
Right.
And that's exactly what the Flyers need, and they don't
And
have
so you and I talked about this, Brad, before, especially about the Eagles, about drafting, that you told me that teams got to hit. You got to hit on your first two picks, that they have to contribute, right? They have to contribute. If you don't hit on your first two picks, you're not going to get results.
You're done.
You're done.
You can't, and I mean, every league's different organization, but with football, if you don't hit on your first two picks, or especially your first round draft choice in the top 5 or top 10, it's going to set you back 5 years, the franchise.
Right. Unless you're the Patriots with Tom Brady for 20 years, and you can get away with it.
You can get away with it.
Right. Okay. So Mike Stielski writes an article in the Daily News this week that I thought was pretty revealing. And it said from 2004 to 2012, the Flyers drafted 5 players, just 5 who made any sustained and substantial contributions to them. In 2004, they picked 11 players who appeared in just a combined 23 NHL games. In 2009, they drafted 6 players who appeared in 47 NHL games. In 2010, 6 players they drafted ended up suiting up for 36 total games in the Orange and Black. They're not getting the results. They're not getting their draft picks, just aren't coming through for them.
So is it so their draft picks aren't coming through for them, or is it the farm system and their feeder program that's not developed?
Well, it's got to be. So maybe it's a combination of both.
It's a combination of both.
So then they have the 5 draftees who did stick around, were James Van Riemsdyk, who they traded to Toronto in his prime when he was scoring 30 goals a year for Toronto. Claude Giroux, who we just discussed, he's a stat guy. He hasn't been able to win or bring a championship to Philadelphia. And then you got Gostisbehere and Lawton. Ghost was gone, and Lawton's he's a 4th line guy.
So what do? You blow the team up?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because I like the young nucleus. We were singing their praises at the beginning of the season,
and
when
I
they were
think
like
the young nucleus is still good. I don't think, again, they have talent.
Provorov, McKinnon, we love them, Josh.
So then you need to bring a veteran guy in to be the leadership.
Well, they thought they did that. Josh, we were singing Chuck Fletcher's praises, the GM, when he made all those moves in the summer.
And I think the moves were still the right moves, because if you watch, when I was watching the game last night, you see Ristolainen, for example, and he's going over to Sanheim and pointing out during a timeout, all right, they're going to come out and do this. We're going to do this. They won the game last night because guys like Ristolainen and Atkinson and the veterans on the team were helping the young players say, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to win the game. They got contributions for all their big guys like Kevin Hayes and guys like that. Sean Couturier. How about Couturier play with the face cage still? I mean, that's got to be, gotta love that if you're a Philly fan. But, the veterans are still doing their job. But I think the problem is it's a top-down problem. There is no leadership at the top of the organization. Ever since Ed Snyder passed away, there is this void at the top of the organization. And I think that is trickled down to every level.
But Josh, I think it's a lack of production. Heading into Monday night's game, there was
So you're just going to dismiss the fact that there's no leadership in this organization.
Don't you think Chuck Fletcher's done a great job?
I think Chuck Fletcher's doing the best job he can, considering that the people above him are imbeciles.
All right, but he is the general manager. He's responsible for making the pick.
Sure, but his bosses are
he can't help it.
He can't
help it if Sean Couturier has no goals in his last 12 games. He can't help it if Giroux only has 3 goals in his last 15 games. Konechny only has 2 goals in his last 14 games. Atkinson, 1 goal on Sunday, 7. He's got
maybe Giroux wouldn't be on this team.
The GM can't go out there and skate.
He can't go out there and skate.
Yeah, well, guess what? Maybe the GM could have traded Giroux if the ownership wasn't so.
Giroux has a no trade clause.
I know he does, but has anyone ever talked to Giroux about trading him?
Well, I don't know.
There's no reports out there about, hey, we talked to Giroux. We discussed it with Giroux. No, it's random Flyers media guy asking Giroux at a press conference.
So I think you hit the nail on the head. It's leadership at the top. They got, that's the.
So you think it's their fault that the people above Chuck Fletcher?
Yes, I think they have. It's a culture. It's a culture thing, and the culture changed.
It was different when Ed Snyder
Totally
was here.
Well, totally different.
Yeah, but
totally different.
wait a second. Flyers haven't won a Stanley Cup in like 40 years.
Yeah, well, the last time they were in a Stanley Cup final, Ed Snyder was still alive.
2010, there was one.
Ed Snyder was alive. And you know why? What happened when Ed Snyder was alive? He wanted to win.
Yes.
And he would do whatever it took.
Whatever
Listen,
it took.
George Steinbrenner
he was the Jerry Jones of the NFL. I mean, whatever it took.
Or George Steinbrenner, with the Yankees. You know, how many times did the Flyers spend crazy money in free agency, just like George Steinbrenner did with the Yankees?
Yep.
Right. Well, I tell you what, the Flyers, I want to be consistent. At the beginning of the year, we were singing their praises. Oh, this team looks great. They're young.
Welcome to Philadelphia.
I know, right? And then all of a
Welcome
sudden,
to Philadelphia.
You got to ride the wave, boys.
Welcome to Philadelphia.
Ride the wave.
We want to fire the whole coaching staff. We want to fire, and then next they win a game. And
just to show you how people in the media can get things so wrong. And we heard Dawkins' names all around the place. And I talked to Chief the other day. Dawkins hasn't even been contacted by the Flyers.
No.
It's just rumors.
It's just rumors.
Just speculation rumors.
So who puts these rumors out there?
I don't know. Maybe us.
No, not me.
Us. Maybe we put
I got it from the horse's mouth.
Talk radio. It's good talk radio.
I got it from the horse's mouth. I told Chief in texting back and forth this week.
Chief, that's his nickname. Chief.
Yeah, Chief.
Okay.
Baruby. I said Chief.
Yeah, the Chief.
Talks names all over the place. They're saying he's like going to be the next coach. He goes, it's unbeknownst to him. He hasn't heard anything.
Yeah.
I always love when that happens. Yeah. It's so funny because the guy's rumored to do something and he's like, I don't know.
Unless Chief's lying to me. I don't think so.
Chief's more likely to curse you out than lie to you.
Well, but Josh, he was doing that anyway. All right, the first hour of the locker was powered by Surety Title. By the way, on the other side, when we get back, we're going to go to the Sportsbook Consigliere Dave Sharapan. That's always a fun segment. He just texted me. Said,
how did he do last week?
He said, I think he was 4-2 again. He's like about 60. I want to say he's about a 67 clip.
All right, so you can make some money there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, the first hour of the locker was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. The 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Just, friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the main line, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the main line, today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime, MOTML.com. When we return, we'll go to Vegas and talk to the Sportsbook Consigliere Dave Sharapan. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, 97.3 ESPN, and the mobile app.
It's Sixers basketball tonight on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Maxey to Heron, what a slam by Tobias Harris, right down Broad Street, a two-hand slam.
The Sixers host the Warriors. Coverage begins at 8:30. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Go Lenigan.
Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, there's one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
The JCPenney Mystery Sale.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Brad Quast. It's my favorite segment coming up, man. I just, this guy, well, a little disappointed we're not going to have the opportunity to see him because he's always so colorful with what he wears.
And you don't know what he's going to be wearing.
We
right?
don't know what he's going to be wearing.
Yeah.
But today we'll just have to put up with his voice. Just just get by.
Put up with his voice.
Put up
Good
with his
grief.
voice.
That's a harsh thing to
I
say.
know, right? So let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome into the locker room the Sportsbook Consigliere Dave Sharapan. What's up, Dave?
What up, David?
Billy, Brad, what's up, fellas?
What are you doing? Are you at a softball game or something? Where are you at?
So listen. So I'm supposed to be at the softball tournament up in Mesquite, Nevada, which is about an hour north of Vegas. I woke up this morning. I felt terrible, and then I went outside, and I was like, I can't do it. I got shows I got to do. One, I got to talk to you guys, but like next week's a big week. I got a new show debut, and I got all this stuff happening, and it's 30 degrees here, boys.
Oh, that's so good.
It's 70 here.
Yeah,
Zero.
it's balmy here at the shore.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You guys got a little. You got it's twice as warm there as it is here. And I said, I texted the team thread. We had the flu run through the team. Everybody's been fighting it. I was like, listen, I can't come up today. So teams, the other head coach is going to have to call pitches. It might be a disaster. I'd say bet the over.
The fix is in.
They're going to have to fight through it. Yeah, they're going to do it, and I'm just going to hang out and try to stay warm.
So
I just found out the heat works at the house.
We could have had you on Streamline then.
Yeah, I messed that up. I should have texted you and said, hey, you know what? If you want to do that, we can. But yeah, I know you like to see what I'm wearing.
Yes.
I mean, I'll let you in on a little secret. I ain't wearing nothing right
now.
Ah!
Boy, that's way too much information.
He said the heat works, though.
Yeah, the heat. Yeah.
So, Dave, tell us about your new show.
I mean, like Brad did interviews in a towel back in the day. Everybody
that was tough.
Was it?
Well,
when did they start letting girls?
Yeah,
in the,
so college they didn't allow that, but then in the pros they came in and it was like, yeah, it was weird. It was weird. Coming out of the shower and there's a woman reporter.
Most uncomfortable things I ever did, Brad. I was an intern at Penn State and I was covering the games and stuff, and they said go to the locker room and ask questions, and they set me over with a woman camera person. I think just to test me or to just see what happened. And I was like, guys, this is weird. Like, why don't we just wait until they're dressed?
Right.
And they're like, yeah, nobody cares. And I was like,
well, you want to get that immediate Dave. You want to get that immediate reaction, you know.
But you don't want to get. I don't want to hear from see someone or in the locker room, and they always show from their waist up, and they're just coming out of the shower, and it's uncomfortable. I agree, David. I agree.
So, Dave, tell us a little bit about your new show.
So, starting on Monday, it's a 1 hour show with me and a guy named Matt Peralt, where we started a segment years ago called Betting It or Booking It. It's called the Bostonian versus the Book, where he gives me a play and I say, oh man, I don't know, I'd book that one. That means I don't like it, or I'd bet it, meaning I like it. And it morphed into this thing, and now we're going to do a daily show Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern, live. It's on props.com. So we're gonna do that every day, and then I'm on Sports Grid and Sirius XM Radio every night from 4 to 7. So Billy, I'm diving into this media thing full time. This sports gambling stuff is all over the place, and they keep asking me to come back in a room and like book the games and make the numbers. I'm like, yeah, I'm still doing that, but I don't have to actually sit there and do it. It's kind of nice. I can talk about it. So that's what we're doing. It's a sports gambling show. But it's not. We're not going to bury you with trends and stats and all that stuff. It's two guys talking that live in Vegas. He's from Boston. I'm from Pittsburgh originally. So it's kind of got an East Coast feel with Vegas stuff. I can't wait. So
speaking of Pittsburgh,
save my voice.
You ever a Panani brother?
Yeah,
Panani's. Oh yeah, Pittsburgh.
Oh, Panani brothers.
Yeah,
they put the French fries and the coleslaw in the sandwich.
Yeah, it's crazy. Great sandwich.
Look,
I miss that.
You're making his mouth.
I know. I'm a little hungry right now.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Dave, we can follow you on Twitter. We can follow you on Twitter at SportsBKConsig. Cash Considerations. You can follow you and watch that show. That's a good program. We like that. Cash Considerations. You're a man about town, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, guys our age. I mean, we just work. Like I'm getting up looking for a reason to go to work, and it took a lot of years, and being out of the business and having a stroke. And the story's incredible, and I thank God every single day that I get to do something that I really love. So, yeah, we're just getting out there and doing it, Billy. That's it. So when you keep doing it, you keep showing up. Hopefully good things happen, and they are.
We're talking to Sportsbook Consigliere Dave Sharapan. He calls in every Saturday from Vegas. Did you go to the Flyers game and the Knights game last night? Flyers Knights.
Wow, tickets were hot. I mean, there was a big buzz. The Knights were playing great. The line was gigantic. They were minus 260, big favorites. How could the Flyers beat the Knights? Like, there's no way.
260.
Josh took the Knights last.
Well, I was telling Bill, I'm probably the reason why the Flyers won, because I actually didn't just take Vegas. I took Vegas on the 2.5 spread at plus 154.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he didn't listen to you.
Yeah, Josh, those puck lines, they get you sometimes. Those prices look great. You get the plus money, and you don't have to lay the juice with the favorite. But, man, don't do that in the playoffs, please, because I've seen people do that for years and years and years. Just don't lay the puck line in the playoffs. There's a lot of one-goal games. But it was good to see the Flyers shake that
10-game
losing streak yesterday, because they've been a disaster. But did you see the line on them today, boys?
No.
What is it?
Yeah, minus 150 at Arizona.
Wow.
On a back-to-back. Now, that's a little ambitious, I like to say.
Well, you guys know what's going on down there with Arizona, right?
Well, they almost got kicked out of their building.
Oh, it's a mess.
Yeah, and their players are worried they may not get paid.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
All right, Dave. Today,
you might not get paid if you bet the Flyers tonight. That's all. Leave it at that.
Dave, big game. The 122nd meeting of Army versus Navy at MetLife Stadium in North Jersey. Unfortunately, if you're in New Jersey, you can't bet the game with all of the rules here. We can't bet the game, but with that being said, Army leads this series 61, or excuse me, Navy leads the series 61-53 and 7. How do you think this game shakes out?
Point spread in this game, Billy, has been 7. I swear to God, since the beginning of time. It's been Army 7. Unless Navy's good, then they're 7. You just don't know what to do with it as far as the side. The total has gone under 15 years in a row. 15 years under. Now we're down to an actual low number. Usually it's 38, 37, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now it's 34.5. It's coming up. People are betting over, falling for it again. I'm one of those guys. I like routine. I like to ride the streak. I would bet under is the best bet in Navy and Army. And I think I would take the points, believe it or not. Although if Army's going to win, they're probably going to cover. But I just feel like it could be a close game. I think Navy could stay around enough to get within the number. 17-13, one of those type games. I like under best. And if I had to take a side, I would take the points.
And it's great. It's great. There's never a home team advantage with Army Navy, right? So they're always playing a neutral spot. Right. You don't get that 3.5, 4 points or whatever that might be for a home field game. So that's always interesting.
And Army is 8-3 under Jeff Monken, the Army coach. Navy's 3-8, polar opposites. But this game is always close because of the rivalry is second to none.
All the statistics and all the stats out there, and this is truly one of the great games that in college rivalry, college sports. It's great.
All right,
it's awesome, and it's singled out, so that's why it gets a lot of handle.
All right, Consigliere, let's go to some NFL because there are a couple of really good games, and the one that I'm going to start off with, which has ramifications here in the East, is the Cowboys-Washington game.
Man, big game, right? NFC East battle. Dallas off a bye. Washington football team. Are they the hottest team in football other than the Patriots? Probably. Winners of 4 in a row. Dogs every time. The total's too high, fellas. I don't know why it's that high. Washington's defense has been playing well. Now, I guess everybody's coming back for Dallas. They're all healthy. Are they? I'm not sure the running backs are healthy. Pollard sounds dinged up. Zeke looks like he's still not right. So they're going to just wing it 50, 60 times tomorrow. And I don't know. I like Washington. I think they can win the game. So I love grabbing points in a divisional battle when it's over a field goal. So give me Washington plus the points. And I think the game goes under. But betting under in the NFL is a little treacherous the way the flags are called now. There's too many penalties and you're never out of it. The way they just throw it up and get an interference call.
You got a game, Brad, that you're interested in?
No.
He works for the NFL. He's a little skeptical about making
don't look
picks.
at the cards. I like college. Look at the college games. I'll tell you.
Sixers tonight.
Sixers tonight.
I thought you were going to take it. Yeah, that's a big game with Steph going for the record for 3-pointers.
Well, he needs 10 to get there.
Sixers and against his brother. You got to bet the 3-point prop over. I think that was, I wanted to give you a little twist today because we didn't have any college.
Right.
So keep an eye on that one too.
Josh?
Yeah, I'll jump in here with an NFL game. Dave, let me ask you about this because, you look at the schedule. Obviously, there's a lot of teams that are still mathematically still able to get in, and 2 of them are the 49ers and the Bengals. I see that this game opened at 3.5 and it's down to 1.5.
Yeah. Well, this one actually, Josh, this is crazy. This opened, the look-ahead number, which is put up like the week before, was Cincinnati -2. And then they had their week last week, and it's been bet to San Francisco -1.5 or -2. I kind of agree with the move. I think San Francisco's defense is, despite the fact that they lost to Seattle last week and gave up 30 points, I think they hold Cincinnati down a little bit and score enough points to win the game. I hate these cross-conference matchups in December because They just don't feel like, I mean, every game is important, and Brad will attest to that, but they just don't, like, they're hard to handicap. You get a more feel for divisional games or teams with familiarity, and these two teams are not familiar with each other. They will be, based on preparation and then the game, but I like San Francisco in the game, Josh.
How about we go to the nighttime? Because I know a lot of people are still wondering why the Bears and the Packers on Sunday Night Football. But Dave, this is a huge number. I mean,
black and blue division.
I mean, this is
the best division.
This is 12.5
it.
right now, though. I mean, is Green Bay really going to cover 12.5 in a game that a lot of these Sunday night games are not going as expected?
No. And when you see the total of a game 43 and the side 12.5, if you like the Bears at all, just it's a math problem. You just have to go, how many points are the Bears going to score? Now, their team total is 14.5. If you think they're going to score more than that, then you take them plus the points in the game. If you don't, I would take Green Bay. I don't think Chicago, they're obviously one of the most challenged offenses in the league. The Packers are 9-3 straight up on the season. They're 10-2 against the spread. League best, 10-2 ATS. I would actually lay the points with the Packers because I think if the Bears only get 13, all I've got to do is get 27. I think the Packers score 27 and be surprised if they don't. That'll be enough. They'll win the game.
Well, you can say that, Dave, because a couple of the books out here in Jersey, it's plus 100 value for that minus 12.5 for the Packers.
Wow. That's interesting. That's different. I've never seen that before in 40 years of being around this business. I've never seen 12.5 be a key number where you'd rather move the juice than move the number. That's interesting.
Wow.
The Euros have different ways of doing stuff. This is one of them. Just move it to 12. If you don't want to move the number, like you don't move the juice, you move the number. Interesting, Josh. I don't have an explanation for that. Never seen that before in my life.
All right, Dave. The last one we have for you, which I'm intrigued with, the Bucks and the Bills. This is a pretty interesting game.
Oh, this is the game, right? At least in the afternoon time slot. And I think after what we saw in Buffalo Monday night, nobody's really given the Bills a chance. I've never seen a game like that before where a team ran every single play in the NFL except 3 times and won the game. But I don't really think I've ever seen win like that either. Anyhow, Tampa's at home. They're laying a short number, and it's not moving. Like, I'm a little concerned because I think Tampa's the side here. The real best play is probably the over. This thing opened 53. It's up to 54.5 at a lot of books that I respect. It'll be a track meet. You would think this is a type of game that goes back and forth. Over probably best, but I mean, call me square, call me, a rhombus or a parallelogram or whatever you want. But I like Tampa. I think Tampa wins and Buffalo gets right next week against Carolina.
Dave, you need to relax. Billy's a history teacher, not a math teacher. Okay.
How can you not like Tampa?
Oh, all right. Yeah. Billy's not good at math anymore.
No, not at all. No. Dave Sharapan, we always appreciate having you on, man.
You're the best.
You're the best. We love this segment. We wish we could see you. We wish we could see you today, but we'll have to just do.
So visualize. So say, what are you wearing? Because you always come to the.
He said nothing. He's not wearing anything.
I know, but nothing. Okay, but
he's got like a great T-shirt on.
Oh
no!
Amuse us.
I got a black quarter zip on and my Sixers hat.
All right,
Sixers.
Good.
All right.
Gosh,
there you go.
I had the Sixers hat on, although I think Golden State -3 is the play tonight. But you gotta get a temperature of the room. You gotta know.
There he is, Dave Sharapan, the Sportsbook Consigliere. You can follow him on Twitter at SportsBKConsig. Also, his show Cash Considerations. And the new one coming up is, what's your new one coming up, Dave?
Bostonian versus the book. It's at Boston versus the book on
at
Twitter.
Boston versus the book. All right, Dave. As always, we really appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
See you, boys.
See you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
There he is, Dave Sharapan, the Sportsbook Consigliere on the Maserati and the Mainline Sports Hotline. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room was powered by Surety Title. Surety is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But you wear their private business network they call the Legacy Club. Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey. They attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up the first hour of the locker room with Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, 97.3 ESPN.
Showdown from our nation's capital as the Washington football team hosts the Dallas Cowboys. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Danny White, myself for all the action as these two longtime NFC East foes square off. Can Dak and the Cowboys earn another tough road victory, or will Washington make up ground in the standings? It's the Cowboys and the Washington football team. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 12:30.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Servicing Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is Louis Capelli Jr., Commissioner Director of Camden County, New Jersey, reminding everyone to get your vaccine shot and booster to help protect yourself, your family, and neighbors. The Commissioners recently opened the Camden County COVID-19 Health Hub at the Blackwood campus of Camden County College. This site allows you to get your vaccination and your booster and to vaccinate your whole family. Children over the age of 5 will enjoy our kid-friendly setting to make it comfortable and non-threatening. For updated information on COVID-19 and vaccination efforts, visit CamdenCounty.com. We're all in this together. Let's play our part to stay safe and healthy this winter.
The JCPenney Mystery Sale is back. Hurry in store for our coupon giveaway while supplies last. You could peel and reveal an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off. And when you use your coupon, rejoice in savings of 75% on fine.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Brad Quast. Hey, Brad, we went to the Jersey Man Christmas Gala.
Oh, that was fun. Ken Dunnick does a great job.
Mike Quick was there. G. Cobb.
Yeah, it was fun. Always fun. Me,
you know what's so funny? How about this? We're all in a circle, a bunch of guys, and I tell the story about Mike Quick, how he met Bobby and I.
That is a great story.
He bought a car. He bought a Porsche off my brother, but Bobby used to work at H&M Car Emporium. And of course, Bobby never told him he was a twin. He just, talking to him. So he goes to see my brother, and then about 2 hours later, he has to get to the airport, and I'm at the jetway working for U.S. Airways. He comes walking down the jetway, and he sees me standing. He went nuts.
Yeah, he must have
was
gone.
like, what are you
doing? Yeah,
like he went crazy. He thought that was
that
funny.
was fun. Yeah, he told that story. That was great.
First hour's in the books, man. Hour 2, let's get into the Army-Navy thing, man, because one of the greatest rivalries of all time.
It truly is, and everybody should either, if they're fortunate, they can go to that event or just watch it on TV. And the pageantry is unbelievable.
Jets flying over
Yeah,
helicopters.
it's just a neat experience.
At hour 2, we'll be talking to Mike Heron from Absegami High School, played for Navy, and we'll get a sense of his story. I'm telling you, Brad, wait to hear his story coming out of his mouth, okay? And then we'll play the Pete Dawkins interview that I had an opportunity to talk to Heisman Trophy winner General Pete Dawkins, and we'll get into that. And then maybe at the bottom hour, some Sixers.
Sounds good.
All right, you're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. We are back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. Former Eagles linebacker Brad Quast joins me in the studio. And Brad, big time college football game today, man.
One of the greatest, one of the probably top 5 in of rivalries.
And when you played Division I at Iowa, you know what it's all about. Your rivalry game. This one's a little bit different because these guys, after this game is played, they're going to be fighting on the same team.
Same team and
right?
put in harm's way. Yeah, they're the same team.
I mean, after they get commissioned, it's for keeps.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. And they're so competitive, and if you've ever been to a game, it's the stadium is divided amongst the cadets, and
it's great.
And it's amazing. And then the president will go sit on one side, and then the other side.
Well, President Biden is not going to be.
He's not going to. Yeah.
He's not going to be there today. I think he should be, but he's not.
Well, that don't surprise me.
Yeah, but anyway, my first guest today, or my next guest, this is a great story. And talk about inspirational story. Talk about a story of a local kid that made it big. I have him on every year because he's talk about overcoming adversity and beating the odds. But the fact that the fact that he is a local kid that played in this game is pretty cool.
It is special, and just by you saying that, I got chills.
Yeah,
cool. So it's an exciting time, and I can't wait to listen to him and talk to him.
So let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome into the locker room from Absegami High School all the way to Annapolis, where he played He was number 10 for the Navy. Let's welcome into the locker room Mike Heron. What's up, Mike?
Michael, how are you?
Hey guys. Good. Nice to meet you, Brad.
Nice to meet you.
Billy, thanks for having me on again. What an exciting day it is. You guys are spot on with the program here, and it's a whole family affair here, guys. I mean, the Army and Navy game, and even give credit to the other services for sure, Coast Guard and the Air Force. They basically have families that back them and coaches that back them, and the families bring the humor and the support, which is not only for football, it's huge, but it's for life and supporting those in harm's way. So I'm really grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for our coaches from EHT Orioles, brother.
Yeah, man.
And Mike, thank you for serving and keeping us safe. Thank you.
I'm grateful. I had a wonderful time in the military, in the Marine Corps, and I got a chance to be an aviator, one of my goals. And I got a chance to get on the Navy football field to be a player. So I'm really grateful to be here and to have that story to share with whomever's watching out there, because there's a lot of adversity that everybody faces in life. And, it starts with, being a kid and being supported by your parents and your coaches, but it's also, you got to face it yourself too. You got to have some grit, and that helps you get jobs. It helps you be successful in life. So, what do you got for me, guys? You excited or what?
We're pumped up. And let me tell Brad, so Mike Heron was on the Ocean City Beach Patrol. I've known Mike for a long, long time. And every time we come around every time this year, I say, I got to get Mike Heron on, because his story is such an inspiration. And talk about overcoming adversity, intestinal fortitude, all those key ingredients that you need. He was recruited by Army and Princeton, but wanted to play for Navy. And Mike, tell us your story again, because it's worth repeating. You were told no how many times before, and you just never gave up?
Well, yeah, the head coach, Navy football head coach Gary Tranquil, I knocked on his door, set an appointment with his secretary. She offered me the opportunity to get into the office each time, and there must have been something there. But honestly, I was shooting after playing lightweight football, which is 158 pounds every Wednesday. I dropped from 195 down to 158 because I got cut when I basically just didn't make the tryouts, for plebes, because I already lost 20 pounds. I'm like, who wants a linebacker that's 175 pounds in Division I football? So
not many people. Not many people.
No. So I actually got a chance to play in the same huddle as my brother John, who was an all-league 150-pound or sprint football league, they call it now. And he was a center, for the offensive line, and I was a starting fullback, which is rare for a plebe to be on the football field, let alone a starter. So I was really grateful to block with him and to run the ball a few times. But as soon as that season was over, my brother and I were in cahoots. He said, Mike, you're not allowed to leave this table. And he was an upper class, so I had to listen to him. He said, you're not allowed to leave this table until you eat those 2 steaks and those 3 potatoes and finish up. And his point was, hey, we're here to help me to get on the Navy football team and to be on the heavyweight team. And that was my goal. And I knew that I'd be on the field junior year. And it turned, and as a special teams guy, and I had a hopeful feeling that I'd be a starter as a senior. And it turned out that, like Billy was saying, with the just determination and the 3 appointments with Coach Tranquil, I basically kept knocking on his door. But I was also training during the winter time with the heavyweight football team, and each time I showed up for practice, which was calisthenics and weightlifting, they couldn't they couldn't take me out of that practice. I was able to stay in those calisthenics. And Coach Belichick was yelling at me, and yelling at everybody else. It was Steve Belichick, not Bill. It was Bill's father, Steve. And he was yelling, pick up your knees. You look like my grandmother. And so, after a couple of practices like that, I realized he wasn't talking to me anymore because I was athletic, just as athletic as anybody in that room. So I wound up visiting the coach a second time and a third time. The third time he said no again. He said, I got 100 guys to look at, and I got a spring football game coming up, and everybody's got to play. So I can't look at you. I said, Coach, you don't understand. I've been to every one of your agility drills with Coach Belichick. I've been to every one of your weightlifting sessions with your strength conditioning coach, Joe Moschetti. I said, I'm coming out for your team. I said, there's not one recruited guy that can say the same thing. I'm coming out for your team. And he said, okay. And then I got the last pair of spikes that were my size. I got the last helmet. It was a little bit.
The helmet was too big. The spikes were too tight.
No spikes. No spikes.
All right, but then, but then
it was funny.
What really, I guess, got the coaches looking at you. There was a running back by the name of Napoleon McCallum.
I heard that.
And what happened there?
So Knapp was, doing his thing, and Coach Tranquil was right there in that drill, and I happened to be a scrub, which they call the guys that are just blocking dummies. I never thought of myself as that, though, because I said, hey, I'm from Absegami Braves. I'm from EHT Orioles. We're not blocking dummies. When we practice hard, and we hit hard from South Jersey. So I said, I'm going to hit as best I can every play in practice, and eventually I'll play. So sure enough, Nat McCallum comes off tackle, and it was a butt-up drill, which means, you don't tackle him. You don't bring him down. So I hit him, and I jacked him up, and I, hit him low and just drove high, and he was on his tippy toes, and the head coach yelled at me, grabbed my face mask. What are you doing? I said, Coach, I just butt him up. And I ran back to the huddle. I didn't ask any more questions. I just went back to the huddle. And as I was walking off the field and every sprint at the end of practice, I wanted to show the coaches that I had determination, and I was going to basically do my best to win every sprint. And I did. I won or tied every sprint at the end of practice, which is really hard.
Yes.
That's Brad. Brad played for Iowa, Mike. So when the coach grabs your face mask, what are you doing?
Yep.
This kid's Mike's doing everything he can to get attention, and he's doing all the drills, competing there. Been told a million times no, and he's still plugging away.
Yeah, and I think, Mike, that's what I mean. To come from that, and then to go through life, and then the valuable lessons you've learned, and if you have kids, to share with them and work through things and
perseverance.
And kind of just go through it. You're gonna get your head kicked in.
Mike Heron's story is the
Rudy.
Is the Rudy story.
It's a Rudy story.
Mike, they need to make a movie of you, man.
It's exciting, and I think the younger generation has to see that.
Yes,
and because so often we give up too quick.
Hey, Mike, Brad and I we had the pleasure. Brad was invited by Coach Vermeil, the NFL Players Association. We got an opportunity to go to the screening of American Underdog.
The Kurt Warner story.
Kurt Warner story was unbelievable.
Same thing.
I'm telling you, you got a movie waiting to be produced.
I'll be your producer. I'll get you. I'll be your producer.
Well, it's nice to just make a connection, because if you make a movie or a book or whatever, it's got to have a purpose, and it's got to be like an audience that wants to, get something away, get a takeaway from it. So if that's the goal, then I'm for it. Just to help people.
Hey, Mike, I got a question for you. In high school,
Yeah.
Absegami, how'd you do against the prep, the Hermits?
We never played the prep.
You didn't play prep? Okay. Yeah, because my boys went to the prep, and they got a pretty good pretty good sports teams and good football team down there.
We're talking with Mike Heron,
that's awesome.
Absegami High School, went on to play for the Naval Academy. Mike, talk to us a little bit about what it means to be a part of this brotherhood of the Army-Navy game. I mean, you guys obviously on one day of the year, you guys want to beat each other's brains out, but after the game's over, you guys are like brothers, man.
Yeah, we cross paths a lot, and it definitely helps to have this experience, and we definitely lock arms, and we encourage each other. We encourage each other's families. One of the biggest programs that I think tells the biggest story is when somebody loses a life, or somebody loses a limb, or is injured in traumatic brain injury or something. Then the family is there for them, and that's like, for example, the biggest foundation that I've seen that does this great support is the Travis Mannion Foundation, where Travis lost his life as a first lieutenant in the Marine Corps, and parents are devastated. So what do? Well, the Travis Mannion Foundation comes and helps them to support them and agree with them, and also to say, hey, let's get up and do something together to help other people that are facing the same thing, because you know what it feels like. So they will climb mountains together. They will build houses together with Habitat for Humanity. They will do things that are well beyond themselves. And once again, that keeps that spirit alive, because the opposite can also, if you stay the same in life, whether it be your physical fitness, your moral health, your mental health, if you stay the same, you're not getting better. You're getting worse. So you got to continually improve, even when you face loss. And that's what the Travis Mannion Foundation is all about. It's all services. And that's the best representation of the joint effort that we're in this program. And that's what is symbolic at the end of the game. Yeah, when we sing each other's, sing
alma mater.
That's special.
And the alma mater.
That's brings tears. Yeah, brings tears to me. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
Hey,
what was your record when your period when you're there at school? What was how did you guys do?
At Navy, we were very much like the team on the field today. The Navy football team had a lot of injuries our year, and you can make all kinds of excuses for that. But hey, we had some highlights, I would say, and that's what we're hoping for today. We were 4-7, 3-8. But you know what?
It doesn't matter, because at the end
and that was critical.
Right, at the end of the year, it doesn't matter what your record, as long as you beat Army. Or
that's all that matters. You circle that game.
Hey, Mike, though, something really big happened this week, man. The West Point cadet stole the goat, man. Did you see that?
Yeah, they probably found that
they do it every year, right?
Goat. It wasn't our real goat.
That's not what I heard.
It was Dash 2.
So it wasn't the original. It's not the original goat that they stole. Because you guys
I'm just throwing out some news.
Don't you guys do practical jokes?
We do. Yeah, there was actually one time there was a 1,000-pound submarine model that was in one of the nuclear engineering teachers' office, and the plebes wound up going in there in a recon mission, like within our own world, and they took his the submarine. Actually, it was in the yard, and they took it onto his desk and put it on his desk. So that was pretty inconvenient for him that day. Yeah, there's a lot of pranks that go on during Army Navy Week. I mean, it's just part of the story. It's part of the fun.
We're talking with Mike Heron, Absegami High School. He went on to play for Navy. Today's a big game, the 122nd meeting of this storied rivalry. It dates back to 1890.
Crazy.
And to play in such a game like
that. All the famous people and the presidents that went to the game, and the Heisman Trophy winners.
Yeah, well, we got an interview with Pete Dawkins coming up after we speak with you. Mike, did any presidents ever come into your locker room when you were playing for Navy?
We did not have the president. No, we had Roger Staubach came in, our hero, over the years, one of the best players ever for Navy, Roger the Dodger. And he was good actually not only on the field, but he was good at the obstacle courses, of course. He has the record for the Naval Academy obstacle course at Annapolis. So it's kind of cool.
Wow, he's that great of an athlete. I did hear that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And when I was a junior, he came into the locker room and gave us a pep talk, and I was on the special teams, on every one of the special teams, which was cool for me. I loved it. And he just totally focused on the special teams. He said, you guys can make or break the game. And I realized, hey, when I was we beat a team just like today could happen when Army's favored. You know, they're 8-3. They're looking good. I love watching them. They're a great team, great coaching staff. But when you look at the opportunities that come out when you have a situation like that looks imbalanced and you have a 3-8 team, we were 3-8 Navy, and we were playing against the second number 2 team in the country, South Carolina. And I looked back at that film, which I don't normally do, and I said, holy cow, I got a solo tackle against South Carolina. They were number 2 in the nation, and we beat them. So if you don't make that tackle, that guy could run for a touchdown because he did a number of times during the season. So, yeah, every play counts. Every play matters, and that's the way I treated practice, and that's the way I treated, the games. And so that's the story about, our season was wonderful to be there. Really, it was a great experience.
And today, Army has an opportunity to win the Commander-in-Chief trophy, which means they beat Air Force.
Yep.
So if they beat Navy today,
they got all the trophies.
They'll get
So
that big trophy.
they're going to be fighting extra hard, in that locker room when they come out. It's real important to
That's
this
right.
game. So
they're not going to be slouches. You're right. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to be fired up. You know what's going to be telling, and Brad, you can appreciate this, when they get every snap. It's an interesting thing to watch this game and to see very few passes. Now there could be many surprises today, but when you watch that snap and watch how low those linemen are, that becomes the nuance of watching this game, because those linemen are fighting, and I respect the linemen so much that I'm going to be with one of my linemen from high school today, Danny Clayton, and his wife Kathy. We're going to watch the game together. But every lineman that I always respect and appreciate what they do, because they're smacking somebody in the face every day.
Literally fighting in the trenches.
Every play,
Yep.
And if they don't get lower and stronger and faster, then they're gonna get beat. So I'm grateful for our linemen.
Well, listen, Mike.
That's what the game's going to be like today.
Mike, we really appreciate you taking time to share your story. It's such an inspiration, and we look forward to the Army-Navy game each and every year, and we love having you on.
Thanks a lot, Billy,
Thanks,
and have a great one, and enjoy the game today. Brad, good to chat with you today, and all the best to everyone out there.
Thanks.
All right, there he is. Mike
Talk
Heron,
to you
Absegami, high school standout, Naval Academy midshipman who played in the game. We love having him on the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline. I want to remind people the second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour, 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, experience lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season that appeal to everyone. For more information, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. And I know, Brad, when we were down there, you had a ball down there. We all had a ball, but it was a great day at Great Bay.
Oh, it was fun. It's such a great course. They take such good care of us. And plus the cocktails were great and the food was great. Yeah. So it was a nice day.
All right, My Winter Watchdog. Have you heard about New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on your house, hours of time on the road. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and service improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869. Or send Debbie an email, debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, 97.3 ESPN.
the night on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Maxey to Heron. What a slam by Tobias Harris. Right down Broad Street. A two-hand slam.
The Sixers host the Warriors. Coverage begins at 8:30. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com. Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
High prices don't get you a great network. A great network gets you a great network. It's why Total Wireless runs on the largest, most dependable network with nationwide 5G. And now our totally unlimited plan is just $50 a month for talk, text, and high-speed data that never run out. Get unlimited laughing, scrolling, unlimited everything. Total Wireless. Do amazing. Available at Best Buy. Capable device and SIM required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. Total Wireless reserves the right to review your account after 60 gigs. Terms and conditions at totalwireless.com/terms.
Word of mouth has Dante's dental clinic thriving.
17 new patients? Nice. Is this next month's calendar?
But he needs another dentist to give his schedule a good cleaning.
This is this week? You're kidding. Oh, you're not.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about that time for an oil change? We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $31.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Why would someone looking for a mortgage at the Jersey Shore take a loan from a company in Detroit or North Carolina or some other far-off place? Online mortgages promise a lot, but don't always deliver. First Bank of Sea Isle City knows the Jersey Shore. We are local lenders. We use local appraisers and provide in-house processing. We understand the unique obstacles of financing in Cape May County. Don't take a chance. Local banking is better. Let us guide you. First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
All right, Brad, man. They have the Army Navy weekend in Philadelphia is the home of the Army Navy game. And that's where they played, I think, 86 times there over the years. And it does travel. It goes down to Baltimore. It goes up to New York.
It's up to New York.
Or North Jersey. One time it was in Pasadena. I think one time it was in Chicago. But by and large, it's a Philadelphia tradition.
It should be Philadelphia because it's kind of in between. It's in between both
Annapolis and West Point.
So it's a good central place to have it.
By the way, here's your
there's a lot
breakdown.
of history.
Here's your breakdown. So Philadelphia has hosted the Army Navy game 89 times.
I thought it was 86. Okay.
New York City, in the city, held it 11 times. Of course, that was back in 1931. Last time we did that.
Right, yeah.
Baltimore has hosted it 6 times. West Point, like last year, is a total of 4 times.
Yeah.
Today will be the 5th time in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Yeah. And the only other place it's been multiple times, obviously, is Annapolis, because like West Point.
They played once in Pasadena, I know that.
Well, it's been once at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
It's been once at Landover, Maryland, where the Washington football team used to play.
Okay.
Once in Chicago back in
Brad's
1926.
hometown.
Yeah, Chi-town.
And once in 1905 at Princeton.
Okay. Well, I think Philadelphia is the logical spot for because you think about all these cadets are coming from both locations. It's easier economically and logistically, so they should have it here every year, and it's good for the city too.
Well, it is.
It's great for the city.
Which leads me to my next point. So they have headquarters. The Navy has their headquarters. The Army has their headquarters at a hotel in Center City, Philadelphia, and that's where all the activities are. And what 3 years ago, my whole family was over at the Army headquarters in the hotel, and then my brother-in-law and my nephew met their classmates, and they reunion. Everybody gets together. And while I was standing there, I brought my ESPN microphone and everything. And while I was standing there, here comes Pete Dawkins. I'm telling you, he exudes like. He's a champion. He exudes like class. He exudes
a winner. He's just a winner. And that's the personality that these guys have. And that's the kind of the young men we're molding. And he's just a winner.
Like I got to be honest with you.
A leader, young man.
You haven't heard this interview, so I want you to critique it for you. But when I was standing there in awe.
Yeah.
It was General Pete Dawkins, And just to have a Heisman Trophy winner of that magnitude being so gracious to me, to let me ask him questions, I was just I was overwhelmed.
So my dad would always say some people are leaders and some people are followers, and to be I think God gives you that leadership ability, and not everybody has it, which is okay. It's okay,
right.
But some people just have that. And Pete Dawkins has it.
So here's an interview that I had with Pete Dawkins prior to an Army Navy game. I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago in Philadelphia.
Your first year, automatically. It's that.
Sorry.
Give me 1 second here. We have a little bit of a problem here. Technology doesn't always cooperate, So, all right, we should be good now.
Okay, I'm here with General Pete Dawkins. Played with Army in 1958, where he won the Heisman Trophy. And how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Look at this group of Army fans here. It's absolutely outstanding.
And this is a great rivalry. I'm here with my family. My brother-in-law graduated class of 71, and my nephew class of 2000. So I know what this means to you guys.
Terrific. It really is. This is a big deal.
Tell us a little bit about what this rivalry means to you.
Well, it's first of all, it's a football game, but it's more than a football game. It really is. Both for those of us who have played in it and those who are going to play in tomorrow, and to the people who, through the years, have watched it and have come to understand the specialness of what this is, because it's, among other things, these are young men who in just a few months will graduate and be commissioned officers. And given the way the world is, they'll likely be in harm's way.
And they'll be on the same team.
And they all are. I was just with Roger Staubach. We were doing some TV interviews, who's a dear friend. And what a number of people don't fully understand is it's really a brotherhood. Yes, one day a year, we try to beat the crap out of one another. But the rest of the time, and indeed for a lifetime, you're brothers, and there's a fondness and a closeness and a loyalty, and it's something I look back on and look forward to with great enthusiasm.
Winning the Heisman Trophy, being a part of that exclusive club, that has to mean a lot to you, but I'm sure it means more to your teammates and West Point.
Well, we've had 3 Heisman winners, and Navy's had 2 Heisman winners. And that's a great fraternity. It really is. We gather annually every year. You get to know one another's wives and the kids, and there's a bond and and a sense of shared respect and regard that's really enjoyable. I look forward to it.
Well, it's really an honor and a pleasure to sit here and talk with greatness. I'm in awe, and I just appreciate everything that you've done for the game and our country. Thank you so much.
My privilege to have been a part of this, a small part of this.
A big part.
And remember, be neighbors.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, that was Brad. That was so cool, man. I was like, I literally, I was just like
starstruck. I mean, it's
well,
just,
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because he's got the whole total package, and it's fun to talk to people like that.
But older guy, why with wisdom and I don't know, man. It was just so cool.
Class.
Like leader of a country, not just
class.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
general.
Yeah, just what we hope that our armed services and these young men become. I mean, it's just class.
They're squared away, man. They're really squared. You know, talk about camaraderie. You know, the guys that you played with. I mean, come on, you have a bond that'll last forever.
There's nothing,
especially when you win.
Yeah, there's nothing, and it's funny, like the kids or the people I'm around, they just don't understand it.
No,
and the guy, it seems like you haven't seen that guy that you played with for 25 years, but as soon as you see him, it's like you're
never left.
The connection,
Yeah.
and it's you can't describe it. You can't buy
well,
it.
That's what
you
sports,
can't talk
and that's
about
what
it.
sports
That's
does.
what sports does.
Yeah.
But then take the Army Navy and then what they do
Multiply,
and serve
yeah.
and multiply that by 100.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine what the bond is like
Yeah.
that for them. So that's
Well,
why
like
it's
you
so
said,
special.
they're going to be in harm's way.
Yeah, I mean they're in a foxhole, and
Right,
there
right.
can be
Or like
literally
the Army guy could be in a foxhole waiting for the Navy guy to drop bombs.
Yeah,
right?
so it's a special thing, and the bond, like they say, and I kind of excited to watch the game today.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to Pete Dawkins. All right, the second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, experience lively atmosphere in the pub. For more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. When you get down there, say hello to Radio Ron Ralston for me. Hey, friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan and the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy being called a Maserati. Maserati, the main line, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience is not only the point of a sale, as Maserati, the main line, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the main line today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll go to the phone lines and talk to Jimmy. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Tomorrow on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. It's a crucial Week 14 showdown from our nation's capital as the Washington football team hosts the Dallas Cowboys. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Danny White, myself for all the action as these two longtime NFC East foes square off. Can Dak and the Cowboys earn another tough road victory, or will Washington make up ground in the standings? It's the Cowboys and the Washington football team. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 12:30.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
This is Al Dyer, Commissioner of Camden County, reminding everyone to get your vaccine shot and booster to help protect yourself, your family, and your neighbors. Camden County and our many partners throughout Camden City are making it easy for you to get your first, second, or your booster shots. That's easy and convenient for you and your family. As the holidays are approaching and more indoor gatherings are being planned, it's important you take that step and protect those around you. For updated information on COVID-19 and vaccination efforts, visit CamdenCounty.com. We're all in this together. Let's all play our part to stay safe and healthy this winter. Thank you.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Brad Quast. Let's go right to the phones. We got a caller from Jim from Summers Point. Jim, welcome into the locker room.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Billy, how you doing?
All right, man. We're getting ready for Army Navy today.
Yes, I have 6 people in my family who are in the Army, and one brother in the Navy.
Well, thanks for their service.
Yeah,
Really
tell them thank
appreciate
you, Jim.
You're welcome. It's really tough to root for because my brother has 1, and then there's 6 that's in the Army, but it's great. You know, this time of year is really great because the Army Navy game is the best game of the year.
Well, it also marks the end of the end of the regular season of college football.
Yeah, really is. It's always the stamp on the
Yeah,
season.
it is. That's a good way to put it, Brad. It's a stamp on the season, man.
Then you got the Heisman Trophy
Yeah, it's tonight.
Yeah, so it is, Jim. So you have a favorite, Jim, you're going to root for today, or?
I'm rooting for Army.
Okay, so an Army guy. Okay.
Yep.
Jim, did you have you ever attended an Army Navy game?
Never did.
Well, you gotta put it on your bucket list and get there because it's worth attending. It's definitely a great contest.
Well, I will someday. I will definitely will.
All right, thanks, Jim, for the call. We really appreciate
Thanks for serving.
Hey, by the way, if you want to call in with your thoughts about the Army Navy game, 609-573-3776 is the phone number. 609-573-3776 if you want to chime in. We got about a half an hour left. Brad, I love it. Like I said, I love attending this game, and I've been to this game in all kind of weather. Blizzards. I mean, 3 years ago, there was a blizzard at the game. You couldn't even see the other side of the field. Now, you're from Chicago.
Yeah, I'm not a big
weather.
sporting event when the inclement weather. You know, I'd rather be up in the box or something. But I like playing in it, but not watching the game. But it's a special time, and I'll tell you one thing about inclement weather. I went to Lambeau Field, watched the Packers.
Okay.
Never played.
I've
personally,
never been to that stadium.
You got to that's a bucket list. You got to go to
list.
Lambeau, and sure enough, it gets cold and it starts snowing. I said that's perfect for Lambeau Field in Green Bay. So
it snows, but it doesn't seem to lay a lot. You know what I mean? Like the field never gets I've seen
the fields are heated, so it never gets as soon as it melts.
So and the famous ice bowl in Vince Lombardi had those ailerons put under the field. But what happened was the field was moist. It was so cold that when they pulled the tarp off, it turned into a skating rink.
Yeah, can you imagine
We
playing?
got,
in that?
AKA the Ice Bowl.
Yeah, it really.
I had Jerry Kramer on my show.
Did you? How was he? Guess
He was
Good
great.
guess?
Remember that, Josh? He was great.
The funny part was when Billy brought up the Ice Bowl, Jerry had this like sigh before he started talking about it, almost like he was like reliving it all over again.
And not only that, Josh, how about, back in his day, they didn't have those heated benches.
They didn't have the heated benches. I mean, they had nothing that they have now. I mean, it was completely different.
Even the
environment.
clothing to protect you from.
But you didn't. So you wore and played in cold weather, but you just have your pants and your jersey. On. That's it.
Because these guys were like, how rough, how hard that field is.
Oh, it's hard.
I mean,
But you don't wear Under
but
Armour.
I'm sure when you were growing up, you played on fields that were a broken glass bottle and rocks and stuff.
No,
Right?
I was a suburban kid. I was a suburban kid in Chicago. We weren't playing on glass stuff, but we was all plush grass
I'll
out.
never forget playing a game at Cherry Elise. Now I played quarterback, and I only played on offense.
Were you any good?
No, not really.
Okay, good.
No, I was good. We were 9-0.
9-0.
This is a freshman team. Our freshman team.
Okay.
We went 9-0. I was the quarterback, and I'll never forget this. We played at Cherry Elise. They had a field in the back. They didn't have a real high school field, but they had their practice field. That's where the freshmen played. And I'll never forget going to that field, and it was like that hard rock. Like, it was so cold. And my brother Bobby and my other teammates, Mark Mantle and a couple other guys, when they came home, when we got back on the bus after the game, we won the game because we were 9-0 that year. But they were all bloody and scraped up and cut up. And here I am playing quarterback. I wasn't even dirty.
Well, that's a good thing.
And
That's
those
why
guys
you won.
got in the shower, and when that water hit those,
it burns. It burns. Yeah, it burns.
They were like screaming. They were all pissed off at me because I didn't get touched.
Well, they did their job. They protected you.
That's right.
Well, back to the field conditions. I remember one year when I was younger playing. It was 8th grade, and the field was so wet from the rain, but they deemed it fine to play, but there were puddles. And when I tell you, when someone was tackled by a puddle, they were tackled by this little. They tried to run through the water, and it just didn't happen. He just right over the guy, just touched him down. You're like, they would have added insult to injury at that point.
I mean, all kind of conditions. Like, I went to an Army Navy game a few years ago where it was like 65, like it is like 65 and sunny. I wore shorts into the game.
So Billy, for those who don't remember, Billy has broadcast a couple times up from Philadelphia for the Army Navy.
We broadcasted in that snowstorm.
And that's what I was going to say. The one year was a snowstorm. Another year, it was like 60 and sunny.
Yeah.
So I've literally been with Billy on complete opposite weather situations up there, which is hilarious because, it's December. Like, it's, you don't expect it to be nice, nice out there.
How about here's another, and I told this story, Josh knows it. One year, how they passed the commander-in-chief off, right?
Yes.
He sits on one side for the first half, and then the Corps cadets will line the aisle all the way down to the field. They'll get on the field, cross over, they'll pass them off, and go back sit on the Navy side, right? Or vice versa.
Great tradition.
I just happened to be one year sitting on the 50-yard line, and all of a sudden we see all these cadets like lining the aisle. Like, what's going on? Oh, the president's going to be coming.
Which president was
Bill
that?
Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
No,
Okay.
my mom and dad were not big Bill Clinton fans.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'll never forget I was third seat in. It was my mother, I think my sister, and me. And here comes Bill Clinton. And I just reached out.
And he shook your hand. Yeah.
And he gave me a handshake and he pulled me in like
Yeah.
it wasn't just like real touchy. He grabbed my forearm.
Are you Billy Schweim with the
mom
locker
goes,
room?
"Don't you?" Yeah.
Are you Billy Schweim in the locker room? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I've heard of you.
Can I have your autograph?
I've heard of you. I've heard of you.
So that was pretty cool. But I got the reaction from my folks was like, "Don't you touch,"
yeah.
But the one thing I do remember is the jets flying over, the helicopters, the propeller. I mean, all the goat, the mule, all that stuff, man.
It costs the taxpayers millions and millions of dollars every NFL game when they fly over. Guess who's paying for it? The taxpayers. Taxpayers. That's it.
All right. The second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country. I can't believe I made it. By the way, I want
Good
to
for you.
apologize to everybody. I'm struggling.
You're a trooper.
But like the show must go on, man.
Yeah. When this morning when I saw you, I didn't think you were going to be able to make it.
And
So.
I'm struggling through it. I want to.
Well done, Billy. Well done.
Apologize. Josh is going to come over here and fumigate the area after the show. But the second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, experience lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. For more information, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Somers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. And the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, just about everybody's heard about the magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events that seems a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we come back, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Brad Quast, 97.3 ESPN, and the mobile app.
Today, it's one of college football's greatest traditions when Army meets Navy. Hey, folks, this is Jason Horowitz of Westwood One Sports. Join John Sadak, Ross Tucker, and Tina Cervasio from MetLife Stadium for all the pageantry and the action. Can the Black Knights win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy again, or will the midshipmen have the upset and their biggest win of the year? If it's the Army-Navy game, it's right here.
On 97.3 ESPN, coverage begins at 2 p.m.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Now, you know, the bowl schedule came out, at least some of it, and Jim Harbaugh coach of the year. How about that?
Good for him. I like Jimmy.
You intercepted him, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I like Jimmy. Yeah, I like
That's
Jimmy.
the real reason why you like him.
Jimmy's a good man, and the Harbaugh family is great.
Did you make a great catch and he throw it right to you?
I always made great catches.
man.
Come on. I was a linebacker. They never threw it.
Josh, one interception isn't a great catch. Right?
Yeah, I never threw it exactly to me. You got to move and
Listen, they always told me that the reason why I was playing defensive back was because I couldn't catch the ball.
Listen, Jim Harbaugh's been under a lot of fire over the last year. This is a prison feather in his cap for him to get the coach.
Yeah, this is exciting. I'm really happy for him. And when I see his brother John down in the Ravens, I'll and usually the father's down there during games as well.
Let's get him on the show, Brad.
Okay,
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim. Okay,
let's get Jim.
I'll do that.
So you ever played a bowl game?
I did. I was at Iowa. I played in 3 of them actually. So it was
were
fun. So I played in 2 Holiday Bowls.
Holiday Bowl.
Yeah. So a quick story with Holiday Bowl. So it's in San Diego.
I
so
love you, Brad.
so we're
see that, Josh? Let me tell you a story. That his face he has that big smile.
Quick story. So it's back in the late 80s. So we're in La Jolla, California, San Diego, suburb San Diego. And back then, Tijuana, the border was wide open.
Right.
So the players, so you got all these guys from Iowa and the Midwest. They've never been out of the state or even on a plane, so we go to La Jolla. It's right on the beach, and then we go down to Tijuana.
Well, you tip somebody, they got 15 people following you.
It's worse than that. So, and anything goes down there, and so a couple guys got locked up.
What?
In jail. And then they got released, the night they spent the night in jail, and they came back and played in the bowl game. But it was fun. So
that's the stuff that he can tell us.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I won't tell you the reason we got and then played in the Peach Bowl. Yeah, that was fun. North Carolina State in the Peach Bowl.
Nice.
So Coach Fry's the idea was we'd go out earlier because he goes, boys, we can't pay you. But this is your reward, with his Southern draw. I'm trying to be a Hayden Fry mimic, and God bless his soul, that Southern draw. So we would go out a little earlier, and we always had the finest. It was the nicest hotel. The food was great. We went on, the different tours, the SeaWorld at San Diego, the San Diego Zoo. It was first class.
The whole committee, like the Holiday Bowl committee, the Fiesta Bowl, they do a great job.
Really quick. So we always hear stories about. So you played a bowl game, you get your hotel room, and they have the bowl gifts.
The gifts.
Yeah. So tell us about the gifts.
Yeah. So the gifts. So you always get a watch, you get a ring, you get sweats, you get now the gifts are crazy. I mean, you get
right now they're like PlayStation
and stuff. So that's part of the way they
reward the players.
And now with the whole rules changing about licensing, and
they can do whatever they want.
Are you pissed off that you didn't play nowadays? I mean, you look at all the money you could.
Right, it would have been.
You were a star at Iowa, man.
They were selling my jersey in the bookstore for a year.
So let me ask you a question. I'm stealing this idea from another show. So I'm fully admitting that. So if you were playing in today's game at Iowa,
yes,
what would be the endorsement that you would want the most?
Car dealership.
Probably the car dealership. Yeah. You want the car dealership
because they give you a car plus money, right?
Yeah, they give you a car plus money. I had the clothing, the nice clothing deal you'd get, and then I like to eat and drink.
I'm just saying you got to pick one.
Car dealership. Car dealership because you get the free car and then they pay you.
Because
that's the crown jewel.
So one of my favorites this year was the Arkansas offensive line got a sponsorship from a steakhouse.
You think he likes to eat?
Yeah. So they were in these commercials for this steakhouse down there
crazy.
in Arkansas.
Yeah. But the car dealer, that's the crown jewel. Or like a net jet. Like you get 20 hours or 200 hours on a jet to go. Yeah.
Private jet.
Fly for free. Yeah.
So Billy, you would go car dealership too.
Oh, definitely.
Car dealership.
Absolutely. Yeah. They have the most.
So now if you both were competing for the same endorsement, what's the reason why they should give you the endorsement over Billy?
Well, because I played offense, he played defense.
Because I'm making all the tackles. Come on.
I'm throwing a touchdown.
I'm making more tackles.
I'm throwing touchdowns. Q, man. Just getting back, we had a good time at the Jersey Man thing, but when you guys tell stories and stuff and get around guys like that
Where,
played-
Mike
played
Quick,
pro-
you're
yeah,
telling the story of
played
Mike
pro
Quick,
ball,
and
you know.
and Ken Dunnick does such a
He's-
great job.
He's
with
a
your-
big dude, man.
Yeah, he's
taller than you.
He's always much taller. He's
man.
like 6'4", 6'5".
There was a picture of him with him and Jordan Mailata on Twitter. He was standing there. It was like they were like the same size.
Ken has done a great job. Him and his family done a great
Wife
job with
Tari
them.
and everything. She
Yeah,
does a
they've
great
done
job.
they've done a great job. And the networking, like the clubs, that the President's Club, they have the Chairman Club.
Yeah, the Chairman Club.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's a great place to network. I mean, it's a who's who
Peter
of the
Cordova was
business
down there.
community.
He was great. Well, you get to meet a lot of people. It was nice as holiday.
Yeah.
I'm glad you showed up. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no, it was great. Thanks for the invite.
So we had a lot of fun today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Hopefully,
We've been hanging out a lot.
Yeah,
lately.
man. Listen, if there's a way that if for some reason I don't make it in, you and Peter are gonna.
I will have my debut tomorrow.
You have your debut. We're gonna break your. I can't say. that.
Okay, yeah, my debut.
Now,
my rookie.
calm down. It's a family program.
My okay,
But
should
I'm
be
so-
fun.
I want to apologize for my. But I gave an honest effort today.
You did a great job. A+ for your effort.
Looking forward to working with you tomorrow. Pete Thompson's in the house. It's the Eagles bye week. Scott Grayson, Fox 29 News, 97.3 ESPN.com. The fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, Brad Quast, Pete Thompson in the house tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with a Schweiner. Stay tuned for Sports Bash Saturday with Josh Henning coming up next. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3
Thank
ESPN
you.
mobile app.